Hello everyone, today we'll take a look at the best pellet pistols in the market. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I'll try to help you find the one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these pellet pistols, you can check out the links in the description below. Our list at number 1. Crosman Benjamin Marauder .22 caliber air pistol. The Benjamin Marauder is the king of air pistols. Its 12-inch choked and shrouded barrel make it one of the quietest and most accurate pellet pistols currently on the market. Crosman did a good job gathering feedback after releasing the Benjamin Discovery and incorporated many of the changes customers wanted into Benjamin Marauder rifle and pistol carbine. The smooth 1.5-pound trigger on the Marauder is perfect for such a light pistol or carbine and makes shot placement easy. The power, accuracy, and smooth trigger make this pistol perfect for pest control and varmint hunting. You can shoot this thing all day for a fraction of the cost of firing rimfire ammunition and still get a high level of performance. When charged to around 2700 psi, you'll get around 30 to 35 accurate and powerful shots. With a good scope, a skilled shooter behind it, and proper pellets, this pistol is a tack driver out to 25 yards, shooting dime-sized groups. At 50 yards, this pistol can still take down small game and easily shoots 2-inch groups so long as you have the right pellets. As mentioned in the buying guide section of this page, PCP air pistols do require a hand pump, fill station or high-pressure compressor to refill the air reservoir. The cheapest option by far is a hand pump if you don't already have a scuba setup or high-pressure compressor. Our list at number 2. Crosman American Classic Multi-Pump Pneumatic Pellet Air Pistol. This is easily one of my favorite multi-pump pellet pistols of all time. It's a single-shot, bolt-action pellet pistol that's incredibly accurate and powerful for its price. Its power, combined with its rifled steel barrel, make it a plinker's dream and a varmint's nightmare. There are two versions of this pistol. The .177 caliber version is called the Crosman 1377 and a .22 caliber version called the Crosman 1322. If you're having a hard time deciding between the two calibers, check out the .177 versus .22 caliber pellet guns section of the page. If you're just buying this for plinking, the .177 version will suffice and it's less noisy, but I prefer the .22 version. One thing you'll notice with most of Crosman's pellet pistols is it feels like they're built like tanks. They're made of mostly metal, so they're not super light and don't feel like toys like some pellet pistols do. They do have some plastic parts, but overall Crosman air pistols are built to last. The pumping mechanism feels is pretty easy to pump. Crosman doesn't recommend you pump the pistol more than 10 times because it can cause the air reservoir to leak and possibly even cause a second discharge without pumping the pistol. As far as sights go, it has a pretty solid pair of iron sights. The rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation. Our list at number 3. Crosman 2240 bolt-action CO2 pistol. If you're a fan of .22 caliber Crosman 1322 reviewed above, you'll most likely like the Crosman 2240. Just like the 1322, this is a single-shot, bolt-action pistol that is built tough. This thing is pretty dang accurate considering the price and holds a nice grouping. The major difference between this pistol and 1322 is the power source. The Crosman 2240 fires at the same velocity, but it uses 12-gram CO2 cartridges to propel the pellet rather than the air power generated by pumping the Crosman 1322. It is easily the best pellet pistols for the money. Being a .22 pellet pistol that shoots 460 FPS, I think it's fairly obvious why this is a very popular air pistol. This thing is perfect for pest control, its nickname is the rat catcher, and backyard plinking. You can expect between 40 high-power accurate shots per CO2 cartridge. It has a comfortable ambidextrous grip and feels balanced when holding it. It also has an ambidextrous safety. To load the pellet, you just have to work the bolt to the rear, place the pellet, and close the bolt. It comes with a nice pair of iron sights, but you could still mount a scope on it if you want to buy some riser blocks. To refill the CO2 cartridge, there is a cap towards the front of the pistol, just under the barrel. Our list at number 4. Hatsan Model 25 Supercharger. If you're looking for an air pistol that has the power of an air rifle, look no further than the Hatsan Model 25. This is probably the most underrated pellet pistol on this entire list. With a max velocity that looks more like that of a rifle, 700 to 850 FPS, the Supercharger is one of the most powerful pellet pistols on the market right now. Make no mistake, this is a man's pellet pistol. The break barrel single cocking mechanism does require a fair amount of force to cock, around 40 pounds, but for adults it's still fairly easy, especially if you use the detachable cocking lever, which can easily be attached to the end of the barrel. I know 40 pounds of pressure may seem like a lot, but it's a small price to pay for 700 to 850 FPS from a single pump Springer with good range. Also, like a lot of single pump and barrel break air pistols, when you cock the gun the automatic safety engages. The red and green fiber optic sights are easy to acquire, and they're one thing a lot of people comment on the first time they fire the Hatsan Mod 25. That said, many people still mount a scope on it. The only real cons I see about this air pistol is it's a little heavy and hard to cock for smaller people. I've even heard of people sending it back because they found it a little too hard to cock. The accuracy is pretty good, but it's certainly not as accurate as some more expensive high-end air pistols like the Beeman Marauder. Overall, considering its quality, power, range, and accuracy, I would say this is easily one of the best pellet pistols under $100 currently on the market. When this gun was first released it was closer to $200. It does have an adjustable trigger, but I still found it to be a bit heavy. That's okay, though, because this isn't designed to be a match pistol. It's more of a backyard plinking type pistol that can be used for some small game. To make a budget air pistol with the specifications of the Hatsan Model 25, most of the parts had to be plastic. While the most important parts like the main cylinder and inner barrel are metal, the rest of the gun is made of a cheaper ballistic polymer, aka plastic. You can purchase Hatsan Model 25 and .22 caliber, but the max velocity, around 450 FPS, is significantly less. Our list at number 5. Gamo PT85 Blowback Pellet Pistol. If you don't already know, Gamo is the largest manufacturer of airgun pellets in the world. Their pellet pistols are top-notch, and this pistol actually reminds me of the Sauer Replica reviewed above. It's .177 CO2 powered and has a 16-round pellet double magazine. It has fixed sights with reflective white dots. This pistol also has the blowback feature, meaning the slide moves back and backward and forward between shoots. This feature does look and feel cool, but it does use a small amount of air, and personally, I'd rather just get more shots out of each CO2 cartridge. Overall, this is a solid pellet pistol and comparable to the Sauer pistol reviewed on this page. The performance is similar, so if you're trying to decide between the two, I recommend picking whichever one you find more visually appealing. Our list at number 6. Crosman Vigilante 357 CO2 Air Pistol. The Crosman Vigilante is a revolver-style pellet pistol that looks unique and shoots great. While I would definitely recommend this pistol for backyard plinking, there are far better pellet pistols on this list for hunting. Although this air pistol can shoot BBs, if you want to prolong the life of the pistol I recommend only shooting pellets through it. The pellet rotary clips hold 10 pellets, and the BB clips hold 6 rounds. Our list at number 7. Replica Sauer P226 Air Pistol. If you've read any of my reviews on this website, you already know I'm a big fan of Sauer. The P226 Replica holds up to Sauer standards, and I think it's a fun pistol to shoot. It holds .177 pellets in its 16-round double-sided rotary magazine, 8 on each side. It has a 4.5 and rifled steel barrel that gets the job done and makes the pistol pretty accurate. It has a single and double action trigger. It's made of mostly metal and feels real. There are only a few components on the gun that are actually made of plastic, like the grips and some internal parts. It does have full blowback, meaning the slide works much like a real pistol. This pistol can fire BBs or pellets, but the manual says that it should be operated with pellets only. I have seen this pistol fired with BBs, and surprisingly it seems to be just as accurate with BBs. SIG advertises it at 610 FPS, but from reviews I've read by people that actually tested it with a chronograph, the velocity is closer to 450 FPS. The discrepancy in advertised versus real-world FPS is probably because lighter pellets were used during Sauer's testing. All in all, the difference really isn't a huge deal, and almost all manufacturers' advertised max velocities are higher than you'll get with standard pellets. Our list at number 8. Beeman Sportsman Series Deluxe Air Pistol. The next two pistols on this list, the P17 and P3, are made by Beeman. If you don't already know, Beeman is one of the most reputable manufacturers of spring-powered air pistols in the world. They have a unique over-lever cocking mechanism that allows for a great deal of power to be generated from a single pump. The model reviewed here, the P17, is a less expensive version that is made in China, while the P3 is made in Germany. Both of these pistols work just fine for plinking, but I wouldn't use them for any type of pest control. If you're tight on funds, the P17 will do the job just fine, but if you're one of the fortunate among us that have a large amount of disposable income, the P3 is more reliable and has a better trigger. The most noticeable difference between the two is the internals and trigger mechanism. I've also read less complaints of air leaks with the P3, although most people have no problems with the P17. From what I've read, the accuracy and velocity are very similar, and I've even heard from people who tested both with a chronograph say that the P17 fires at a slightly higher velocity. For an inexpensive single-pump pellet pistol, the Beeman P17 delivers good performance. It's a single-stroke pneumatic air pistol, meaning it is powered by an air piston instead of a CO2 cartridge. The fiber optic open sights are pretty basic and what you'd expect from an inexpensive air pistol. To cock the gun, all you have to do is pull the hammer back. The rear sights are adjustable for windage and elevation. It has a nice safety feature. Once the gun is cocked, the safety automatically switches to the safe position. This is a nice feature because, as mentioned, it does take a good bit of force to pump it and you don't want to have a loaded gun in the fire position as you're focusing on cocking it. The load and pump the gun, pull the hammer to the rear, this will open the pistol. The top of the pistol is attached to the front of the pistol with a hinge joint, so you can rotate the top slide all the way forward. In this position, you can load the pellet into the breech and pull the slide all the way back to its original position. If you're confused by this, just watch some YouTube videos. It does take a fair amount of force to pump the pistol, so this may not be the best choice for youngsters. Our list at number 9. Beeman P3 Air Pistol. If you read the review of the P17, you already know the basics of this pistol. This is a solid pellet pistol made in Germany that's known for its quality. Considering it's powered by a single pump, it's incredibly powerful and has very little recoil. The top loading function is a little funky, but after some practice, it's easy to load and use this pistol. As mentioned with the P17, it does take a pretty good amount of force, around 30 pounds, to actually pump the pistol, so this is probably not the best option for kids. It has fiber optic sights that are adjustable for windage and elevation in the rear. All in all, it's a unique air pistol with a unique cocking mechanism that gives a lot of power from a single pump. As mentioned, however, it is a little hard to pump, so this is not the best option for youngsters. Our list at number 10. Beretta PX4 Storm Blowback .177 caliber pellet or BB gun air pistol. If don't already know by the name and picture, this is a replica of the Beretta PX4 Storm. It has an easy-to-load double-sided rotary mag that gives you 16 shots total. After firing the first 8 shots, flip the mag, and you're ready to fight the next 8. Being a CO2-powered pellet pistol, it will shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger. Shoots BBs and pellets out to 10 meters pretty accurately. This an awesome replica and great for plinking, but there are far better air pistols on this list for hunting. Key features: double and single action trigger, realistic ejection cut, picatinny rail, blowback functionality, 8-shot double-sided 8-shot rotary magazine, 16 shots total, 12 grams CO2 cartridge located in handle, rifled metal barrel. All product links include in this video description. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for more videos. Thank you for watching the video.